One of my favorite things about the Goodwill outlet is when you walk in and the first item that you pick up is a big money bolo, and that's exactly what happened to me this trip. What's going on, everybody? It is Brendan, the channel is Dad Planet. I am the one-man show. I'm taking you along for the ride, and we are headed up to the Goodwill outlets. And I'll tell you what, just like the gyms being packed in January, it is packed inside the Goodwill bins right now. Lots of competitors, lots of resellers, everybody looking for cheap items to resell online. I am no exception, so I'm taking you along for the ride like I always do. And it wasn't just the first item that was a big hitter. There's plenty more where that came from. I didn't spend a ton of money, but it all adds up. Let's get shopping. All right, y'all, so last January, I think there were 3 price increases in this location. We started at maybe $1.49 a pound, moved all the way to $1.89 a pound, and it is still at $1.89 a pound 1 week in to the season. They haven't raised the prices yet. That is amazing. Here's what's more amazing. The first thing I laid my hands on when I walked into this location was this Tory Burch tote. That is unbelievable. Now you can see it's got a little bit of damage on the side, but when I was checking comps for this exact bag, they were selling in the $40, $50, $60 range, even with damage in the same area. Now I'm checking the stitching just to make sure that it's authentic. You just have to give your best guess sometimes here. I had some other people look at this. Everybody else thought it was authentic. It looks exactly like the bags that I researched when I was doing comps. I think I'm gonna list it at $50. This exact one sold for $50 recently in April. I have the comps on the screen for you, but what a score. The style on that is Jaden, FYI. But to come in right off the bat and find a $50 bill, boy, does that take the pressure off of you to find a big ticket item, which is kind of what I like to do, like maybe 1 or 2 big ticket items from every Goodwill Bins trip that I take. That was amazing. And I don't spend a ton of time at the bins when I go to the bins, 2 hours to 3 hours at the absolute max. So to be able to acquire that right off the bat, I'm feeling really good about it. And I think this is picked over. This wasn't new. These weren't newly rotated in. So just finding that was quite the score. So we're going to keep moving on here. I'm going to show you a t-shirt here in just a little bit, and it's the lime green one that's kind of hiding underneath there. I'll get to it in just a second, but it's a Patagonia Live Simply t-shirt. The nice thing about these is using Terapeak, I went back 2 years to do my research, and about 1,000 of these have sold pre-owned. You can see it right here. The cool thing about the one that I'm holding on to is the color is very unique. So if you're a Patagonia collector of t-shirts of sorts, the graphic on the front is unique based on the research that I did, and the color is even harder to find. So where these are like maybe $15, $16, $17 selling pre-owned pretty regularly, I'm gonna list mine for $20, which I still think is fair because I've got a rare color here. But there are a lot of versions of the Live Simply Patagonia t-shirts, lots of different graphics on the front. So I'm playing on the fact that I've got one that's unique. I'm hoping to catch a collector who likes to represent Patagonia for themselves and maybe likes to sort of accumulate their apparel, or at least their t-shirts. And I've got one that I think I can price at $20 and move in a respectable amount of time. I can't remember what size that was. I think it was a men's large, so, you know, a nice wheelhouse size there, but a unique color and an excellent brand. I got a lot of things working for me, and it's not $1 million item, but I will take it. So we're gonna move over to shoes, and January is go time for people that are working out. If you look up No Bull on your eBay app or you're researching solds, when you search it, by the way, use No Bull as one word, but No Bull shoes, there's only about 1,000 of them listed, and 1,300 have sold in the last 90 days. So January is definitely going to be the month to get max value, I think, for these, because they are like cross trainer type shoes. They've got a little bit of wear on the heels, but these are like $50, $60, $70, $80, even pre-owned. Mine with the wear, I'm still going to list those for $50. I'll probably like send offers out and they'll sell between $40 and $50, but a fantastic shoe to find and source in January. So I will throw them in the wash, probably touch up the midsoles. We'll disclose that there's a little bit of heel wear, get them listed, and I'm pretty confident that they will sell in the $40 to $50 range. So another really excellent find. Again, a very timely find because of all of the people that want to renew their gym memberships or get into shape for the new year, this, that, and the other. All right, so I've got a Patagonia hat here, as you can see. This is definitely worn. You can see sweat marks. It's in pretty, I wouldn't say rough shape, because I think there's a market for it, but I don't know like the well-worn Patagonia market that well. So I'm gonna just assume that this is $10 and $10 only. However, if you go back to the Live Simply theme, and you happen to find a Patagonia Live Simply hat, especially the one that has the guitar on the front or the one that has the fish on the front, you're going to get $70, $80, $90, $100 pre-owned for those Patagonia hats. So I encourage you to check Facebook Marketplace and check Craigslist, because you might end up finding one of those hats kind of maybe in a lot, or somebody that just bought that hat and doesn't have any clue that the price has appreciated on it, and buy it on Marketplace for $20 and turn around and flip it for $100. So there's something to that Live Simply theme for Patagonia that, especially when we're talking about the hats, will get you a ton of money. So keep your eye out for that. As for the well-worn hat, I would be very careful using well-worn in your listing. I'll probably just put worn, thrashed, those types of keywords in there, and it's probably going to sell for $10. That's the trout on the front of that hat, FYI. So just keep that in mind, food for thought. Next thing I'm going to pick up here is this Yeti t-shirt. This is hilarious because if you look at the front of it, and I love Yeti as a brand, you got a guy and a bear sharing a beer. That's amazing. It's a men's size large. It's like a heather blue kind of color. And the fact that I have a large, I have this in this color, and that's the theme on the front. I'm probably going to list this one for $25. This is an amazing shirt. It's going to be hard not for me to keep, even though I'm not a huge alcohol drinker at all. But I just think that was a really funny graphic on the front. Kind of resonates with a lot of people. Just a cute graphic, and one of them just sold for $22. The comps are going to be on the screen, but $22 and I think $25 is fair for that t-shirt. Yeti, by the way, if you can find the Tundra 45 in the chartreuse color, they're coolers. I'll tell you what, you're going to make maybe over $1,000 depending on the price you list it at. So that's another one that I would check Facebook Marketplace for, because again, somebody might just be relisting theirs, get any use out of it, and they just want what they paid for it. I'm not sure what those are brand new, like MSRP, maybe $200-$300, but price looks like it has gone up considerably for that exact Tundra 45 chartreuse, am I saying it correctly, color. So keep that in mind, because that's another one that has appreciated, and it's worth a ton of money. All right, next thing here, I always tell you I'm going to try to educate you on things that are going on in Middle Ohio. So this is another example of that. Magnolia is a record store that's been around since the early 70s here. So anyone that's into vinyl here locally knows of this location. And you can get Magnolia merch on their website, but I have a couple of things that are working to my advantage here. That shirt was on an American Apparel tag, so that puts it at about 10 to 15 years old, because there was an American Apparel location that's now closed in Columbus that was right down the street from that store that was probably producing their apparel for them. But you can't get that black color on Magnolia's website, so it's a 10 to 15 year old shirt. It was I think that was a size large, and black is like the go-to color, right? And you can't get it on Magnolia's website. So I've got a lot of things working to my advantage, and I'm going to price that at $40. I always tell a lot of people that watch me, pay attention to what's going on in your local market, because there's lots of money there. So if I'm going to sell that shirt for $40, we'll get it listed pretty quickly, and I expect it to sell pretty quickly. So that was a great little local find there. I'm not going to have any competition for that listing on eBay. So exciting stuff there. So we're going to move on here, and this is definitely a bolo. Please keep your eye out for it. It's an Eddie Bauer Bainbridge flannel. Prices pre-owned in between like $16 to $20. I have a pretty sort of, I guess, festive colorway here, if you will. I didn't see any listed like this, but great sellers. 60 or so of these listed. 42 have sold in the last 90 days. Guaranteed for me to sell. I'll probably price it at $20. Maybe steam it up a little bit. Actually, I might just throw this in the wash completely with all the other stuff. But it's in really nice condition, and I do expect that colorway to sell for $20. So Another interesting find, bread and butter item. You find a lot of bread and butter items here, and those bread and butter items really add up. So I'm just gonna keep checking the t-shirts here. It was a cool pen shirt, but I didn't think I could move it. I didn't really look it up. I think this is an Express. I always look up these fuzzy fleeces because my oldest daughter loves wearing those. So I think that would have been too large for her. We have here a pea in the pod that looks like a maternity something or other. There were a few other items that I did not catch on camera that I did source. Some things that I kept, some things that I put away. So we're gonna head back home here in just a second and I'll show you the items that I didn't catch on camera. This pair of UGG shoes, there were no soles in it for the last 90 days. I don't even remember what the style was, but a little bit too much wear and midsole wear, and the fact that they hadn't sold, I'm gonna leave these behind. I don't necessarily dislike UGG as a brand, but these were not sellable to me for a multitude of reasons. So let's throw those ones back, but we will take a look at some of the stuff that I didn't catch on camera because there are a few more very interesting bolos that I want you to pay attention to and look for when you are outsourcing. So let's go check those out now. Nothing terribly exciting here, but there are 2XL Columbia shorts. I don't know if these are swim trunks, fishing shorts. I don't see PFG anywhere on it, but it's a great size. These are super light. Again, $15. We got spring and summer coming up. Those will sell eventually. Allbirds. Now these are Wool Runner mizzles. I'll show you this tag here, and they are a men's 9. These were in excellent condition. So finding them at the bins in this condition is kind of crazy. I'm going to be ultra aggressive with my pricing on these. I did see a comp that sold, I think, for $100. That's insanity to me. Another one that sold for 30 or 40. I'm telling you what, I don't think I'm pricing these any higher than $25. I'm not confident that this brand is going to be sticking around long enough. So $20 to $25 on those. Next is another brand that continues to surprise me, Untuckit. It's a men's large. I can't believe how many of these button downs, you can't really see, it kind of looks gray in the picture here, but it's a little bit more blue than it is gray. $25 to $30 for this. Are they wrinkle free? I don't know what the lure is. This stuff is so boring, but my style is boring. So, you'd think I'd wear something like this, but I can't stand wearing button down shirts. Anyway, Untuckit, good brand, $25 to $30 on that. And then an essential Polo Ralph Lauren custom fit. You can see the pony there. This is blue and $20 on that. And then maybe $10 to $15 for this. This is a WWE authentic wear. Just Bring It. That's the Rock logo on the back there. Good size here because it's 2XL. So $10 to $15 there. And that's it. Just those 5 additional items. Total listed value for all of the items you saw me source in that video comes to $295. But the best part, again, about all of that is I only spent $17.01 to find all of those items. I am done shopping. It is time for you to hit the stores. Brendan here, Dad Planet, the one-man show. Hit that like button if you liked what you saw or you learned something today. And then always consider becoming a member of the Dad Planet family by subscribing and hitting the bell notification icon so that you know every single time I upload a video to YouTube. That's it. That's all I've got for you. Thanks so much. We'll see you in the next one.